Before I start this video, I just want to say that in no way, shape, or form am I trying to discourage you from pledging to a fraternity or a sorority. This list is purely for information about fraternities and sororities that have rituals that take it a little too far. I will not be giving credit to my sources, nor will I reveal the names of these fraternities or sororities to protect their identities. Every fraternity and sorority is different on every campus. Some may be full of good people and some may be full of bad people. It is up for you to decide which one you want to join for the rest of your college years. This list will start off with more bearable rituals and then proceed to much more unique rituals that go a little further than they should. With that out of the way, let's get started. Number 10, Panty Run. This is more of a sorority ritual than a fraternity ritual. Pledges are forced to run around the school campus while half naked or fully naked, and they are not allowed to cover themselves, and they must be seen by everyone around the area. Number 9, Mudslide. Now this is for both fraternities and sororities. What is done is they're either in a pool full of mud or mud itself, and pledges are forced to slide through the mud filled with feces, urine, vomit, and other disgusting things. Number 8, Passing of the Egg. There is a YouTube video that I have found about a similar manner taking place. However, I cannot confirm if it's an actual fraternity. What is done, basically all pledges are supposed to lie down with blindfolds, or not, and an egg is cracked open to them and is given to the first person in the line. Once it's been in his mouth, he has to pass it to the other pledge, and then the other pledge, and so on until the last one has to swallow it. However, this is a more traditional thing and that's been around for a while, and it can go for either a fraternity or sorority. Number 7, Drinking. Now it is common for most fraternities and sororities to drink alcohol, but some of them force you to drink an excessive amount. Sometimes even to the point where you either pass out or go into a coma, as there was once a story of a pledge who drank way too much and had to be taken to the hospital. However, his brothers did not want to get in trouble, so they left him in the wheelchair in the front lobby of the hospital with a note stating that he needs medical help immediately. Number 6, Selfconfidence. This is more of a sorority ritual than an actual fraternity ritual. What is done, sisters bring pledges into a cold room and make them remove their clothing, and then they are standing into a line between their breast size. They are then criticized about it, and then they are told on what needs work on them. This is more of a mental abuse than a physical abuse. Number 5, Sex Tape. Now this ritual can vary between fraternities and sororities. What happens is, as part of the initiation, pledges are forced to have sex with a person that their sisters or brothers chose. However, once they're having sexual intercourse, another pledge must sneak in and videotape the other pledge and the person having sexual intercourse and upload it to the internet. Now same thing, this is more of an emotional abuse rather than a physical abuse. Number 4, Elephant Walk. Now this is more of a fraternity ritual that will show how close you bond with the pledges. Now an elephant walk can be defined in many different ways, but it has the same basic context. The most common definition is a group of males walk in a straight line holding the erect penises of the males behind them and in front of them. Number 3, Hiking. Now this one may not sound as bad, but it is very dangerous though. Pledges are supposed to take a hiking trip either to the mountains or in some cases to the desert. They are given a little bit of water and sometimes they cannot even wear shoes. Now this is very dangerous. You may not have enough water and can end up having a stroke, and possibly you can die if you are left extremely exhausted. Now there was a story of a student who has died because the brothers did not bring enough equipment for him and they accidentally left him for dead. From the personal source that I heard, they did not mean to leave him, but sometimes the inevitable just happens. Number 2, Lost a Testicle. This is more of another fraternity thing, however it went to the extreme. Pledges are blindfolded and ordered to strip down and lie on the floor. And then they had a substance that is considered very dangerous applied to their nipples, back, buttocks, and scrotum, and then they are whipped with towels. There was one story where this went so far that a pledge had to go to the hospital and had to have his testicle removed due to extreme injuries to it. Number 1, Murder. Now, no one actually got hurt in this story, thankfully, but however, this is more traumatizing than any other that I have ever heard. Now, this is the ultimate test to prove your ultimate bond between your brotherhood or sisterhood. Now, from the source that I heard, this is what happened. Now, pledges were called up to do normal sit-ups and push-ups into the basement of the fraternity. While they were doing push-ups and sit-ups, a brother went to one of the pledges and secretly took away his gun. Now, from the source, this is from an area where everyone has guns. What they did, they replaced the bullets with blanks. As they filled it with blanks, they returned it back to its spot. Now, another brother pretended to break into the house. While the break-in was happening, one of the pledges got scared, and it was the pledge that where they got his gun and switched it with blanks. He was so terrified that he shot the intruder and was so scared because he thought he had killed him, as the intruder fell and started bleeding apparently. Now the pledge was crying and said he didn't mean to do it. Fearing for the worst, all the pledges and the brothers got the body and took it to a remote area. As they were digging a hole for it to put it away, the intruder's body got up and revealed himself to be a brother. As they were all scared and confused about what was going on, one brother explained that this was the ultimate test to prove how close of a bond they had, that they are willing to cover up a murder in order to be safe. This was the ultimate test. So they all celebrated and they became new initiated brothers. Remember, I am not trying to discourage you from joining any fraternity or sorority. This is just a list for information. So be careful who you want to join. You can join with good people or you can join with bad people. Take your time to decide.